Supervisory Board Chairman, Dr. Mwewa, is supposed to be with us online. So let me just say, all distinguished guests here, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say about, I'd like to observe all the protocols, right? We have partners, sponsors that have come with us here, so we'd like to acknowledge them. So once more, thank you so much. We are here with what started as a small initiative, two people having a conversation over a virtual platform from Zanzi and MIPT mixed together to conceptualize what we are seeing here. It's a realization of what started very small. Now the vision is to develop Web3 ICT and blockchain technology across the Southern African region. That's my identified Zambia that we see around the community, and it's exciting to hear some of those ideas that were coming up yesterday. Now, our aim is to see those ideas coming to fruition. Today, we'll start building those projects, and we hope to see them translate into startups, tech startups, and that will enable us to create jobs, much needed jobs for most of our graduates here. Those who are still studying, you can become CEOs while you're still in school, right? Then you can create employment for yourselves and for your peers. So you have direct jobs, there will be indirect jobs that will come, and then there will be vendors that will be dealing with you. So tech has got very huge potential to solve so many problems around us. So we're excited to be a part of this. So we can't wait to hear how this program unfolds. So thank you so much. We want to express excitement, and we'll be listening more to the next speakers. So thank you so much. We'll do just that, Mr. Enoch. Yeah. So without further ado, just allow me to mention that we are set now to embark on this exciting journey together. And I would like to urge each and every one of you here to seize this moment push yourself beyond your limits and see if you can dare to dream big. Okay? For it is through big dreams that you shape the future and you create a world that is brighter, more inclusive, and filled with endless possibilities for all of us. So thank you so much for being part of this extraordinary adventure. Together, let us make history with Web3, ICT, and blockchain technology. I thank you. So allow me at this point in time to introduce the keynote speech. This will be presented by Mr. Shahir Karim, co-founder of Mzansi Web3 ICT, is joining us from South Africa. So I hope the sound device is okay. Mr. Shahir, are we able to pick you? Just check your mic, see if we can hear you. Okay, the tech people are trying to fix the sound. I'm sure we'll get it sorted out. So this technology to be fixed. Remember, it's not a rehearsed event. It's not pre-recorded. It's a live event. So you expect technical issues, right? But we have a capable team, and this will be sorted out.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. You are now audible. You're loud and clear. Please go ahead with your keynote speech. Would like to listen. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Really excited to see what is happening in Zambia. Firstly, I'd just like to acknowledge all the senior lecturers and the senior staff and founders of the DMI CNGG University. Acknowledge President Gnonit from MIBT, and all the other stakeholders that are present, as well as my developers, Enoch and Confidence, and all the students who have taken the time to participate today and who participated in the online bootcamp over the last 2 weeks. It's really exciting to see what's happening in Zambia. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there, and apologies for that. But hopefully soon we will make a trip to Zambia. As Frederick had mentioned, we had done Botswana and Zimbabwe. I can safely say Zambia has been the most impressive from the other countries so far. Your enthusiasm and your commitment has been amazing, as well as the commitment and enthusiasm from the organizers. We really appreciate and commend you for your efforts. In terms of the bootcamp, the hackathon, and what we were participating in, you guys have shown a lot of commitment and a lot of sorry, there's a little bit of noise coming back at me. Sorry about that. Yeah, so just to conclude, you guys have shown a lot of commitment and engaged with the content. I've been following every step of the way. You are embarking on a journey to learn a technology that no doubt is going to be something of the future.
You are watching Motri Broadcasting Network. Stay tuned.
chatting to the guys from Smart Zambia, and they were at a conference to learn about blockchain technology and how to integrate the blockchain technology into the smart city in Zambia. It's very computer for is one of the most best features of all the blockchains that exist. Take advantage and try and use the resources as much as possible to try and improve your skill level. I can tell you for sure in South Africa and globally.
Good afternoon, and we are at St. Eugene University where the hackathon is taking place. This is just the one, and the outcome is overwhelming. And I am joined by Joshua Katunga, who is going to introduce himself, and he will tell us more about what he's doing here. Hi, Joshua.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm alright, and how are you?
I'm good. You can just introduce yourself and the program that you're doing here.
Okay, my name is Joshua Katevi. I am a second year student and I'm studying engineering in computer science at DMI St. Eugene University.
All right, interesting. The hackathon has started today. How is it going?
Well, the hackathon has been very interesting. It's given us an opportunity to learn about new things, and that's one of the main things which I've liked about my experience here at DMI, because they always ensure to give us new opportunities for new technologies.
Okay, what are you expecting?
Well, from this hackathon, I'm expecting to learn a lot more about something called the internet computer, which is part of Web3, which is basically a new version of the internet which we're moving to.
Alright.
So I'm expecting a huge turnout. I'm expecting to learn new things and collaborate with some of my fellow students as we work together to solve a few issues and come up with a few projects.
All right, thank you so much, Joshua.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you once more for joining us. We are at DMI St. Eugene University for a two-day hackathon that has just begun today, and we have students from different universities that are here to learn a lot of things. And right now I am joined by a student from the Information and Communications University who's just going to give us a brief highlight of what he's learned so far as they had their first session in the morning. Hello, and how are you?
Yes, first of all, my name is Trust Muhammad Davai, as I've already said, from ICU University. Okay, so far since morning we have had some interactions with some speakers and we have learned a few things. So basically in this hackathon, so we are talking, the major thing is about the Motoko, which is the language for the blockchain, so which is the Bitcoin. So we have been, so far we are working on certain challenges that we have been given on how to create a canister, either in the edge tech, there's edge tech, there is like the agri-tech that we are able to work in. So you choose a category that you are going to work in, and then that will provide solutions to the real world problems that are currently there.
Interesting. Okay, so you say these are able to solve real life situations that are there out there.
Yes.
Would you just give me an example of a particular thing that this whole program would actually solve?
Actually, this program, it is more like is there to make the developers of technology to be there so that it is used to solve real world problems, rather than just trying to make things that are far away from real world problems. So we are given challenges so that we are able to, you come up with a challenge that you think is there in the community.
That's plus 27.
what section or the agriculture or the medical section. So you try to come up with a situation that you think this is a problem to the current sector, and then you try to provide the solution to that using the technology or the technological tools that are there. So the other things, there's also the fintech, which is more of the financial technology. So we are talking of the Bitcoin and other things, because the world is moving with technology. So we are seeing that technology is moving. So we are trying to move away from paper money to things that are more like technological. So there are some different disadvantages of
+277 168 93973. Contact name, that's Mr. Shahir, SHAHEER Karim, KARRIM. So that's our colleague from Mzanzi. Has it been put in the group? Okay. Link for the stream. Has it been put in the group? We have Has anyone shared the link for live stream? Maybe Doc, you can start the introductions while we're waiting for the link.
I see you ready. I see you sitting.
You can see we are live there.
If you want to start, okay. I think I started. I'll repeat the speech again. On behalf of the chairperson for this joint familiarization meeting, which will come present in this meeting. From the agenda, I think we can see that there is MIBT, ICU, BMI, and Msans will join us live through the link that will be provided to them. So I would like to introduce myself first, and then we'll do self-introductions. That will suffice, since we are meeting for the first time. So, standing in for Professor John Mpala, I'm Dr. Nakashiri, the Dean School of Engineering at ICU. And I was nominated as the co-chair or vice chairperson to this grouping. I don't know if there are elections, I don't know what criteria was used. So, we would ask the House if the appointment will be ratified, or we need to appoint other members, I think, or there are people that are also vying for the same positions, so that we formally pick the chairperson and other positions. Yeah, so I don't know what criteria was used, but in this meeting, I will exist as the vice chairperson. So I think we'll start from my immediate right. Madam, introduce yourself from the institution where you're coming from, and then we follow suit.
Good afternoon all. I'm Patrick Maladi, coming from DMS
and I'm Johnson Mwenda, coming from MIBT.
Frederick Nonde is my name, and I'm also from the Motley Institute of Business and Technology. And we're delighted to be here. We're actually meeting for the first time in person, Doc. We've been meeting virtually, but it's nice to meet in this manner with most of our colleagues here, and we're looking forward to a very fruitful deliberation. So thank you so much.
I'm Dr. Winis from DMS University.
I'm Dr. Suma from DMS University.
I'm Dr. Balamuddin from DMS.
And I'm Moses Umpeta from the Information and Communications University.
Good.
Next,
I'm Emmanuel Zinda from ICU TV. I'm Stephen Murphy from ICU TV.
Good afternoon. I am Deborah Lamamiri from ICU TV.
thank you. I think the only person who hasn't introduced themselves is the camera person, so we take it. And to call him by that name. Right. So according to the agenda that was shared in the group, these are the following agenda items that are supposed to be adopted. So proposed was the introduction and welcome remarks, which has been done. And then the second on agenda is an overview of Web3, ICP, and blockchain technology development events. And the third item is updates and progress reports from the represented institutions. And then the fourth item is a question and answer session with media representatives and the closing remarks. So, is there anything that needs to be added to the agenda? Or is it going to be adopted as it is? Okay, we will need a proposal and the seconder for this agenda to be adopted. Okay. Proposal? Yeah, one seconder. Okay, so the agenda is adopted as it is. So we move to the second item on the agenda. So overview of 3 ICP and blockchain technology development events. I think we need an update from Mr. Emily on item number.
Okay, thank you so much, Joe. And thank you so much, esteemed colleagues, once more. It's a pleasure for us to be here. And I'm delighted that we are meeting in the physical space so that we can be able to deliberate on this undertaking that we've embarked on. Web3, ICP, and blockchain technology, these are future technologies. They are more secure and more decentralized. And our mandate is actually to improve the uptake of these technologies in the Zambian space. So we are delighted to have this collaboration with ICU, DMI, and of course we are backed by Mzansi, Web3 of South Africa. Actually, their mandate is to develop these technologies across the Southern African region. And Zambia happens to be one of those countries that are part of this ecosystem. So we are delighted that here in Zambia, MIBT, ICO, and DMI are actually pioneering the development of these technologies. We are aware that there have been events that have been creating awareness about blockchain technology. But I guess it's the first time we are talking more about training developers. Okay, developers now to start building innovations and solutions to the real life problems that exist in our country and beyond. Now, apparently, as you may be aware, sometime last year, I think the Republican president launched a digital revolution here in Zambia. Okay? Yeah. And the government is also fostering the development of such technologies, and we are aware that the Bank of Zambia is also part of this agenda, because previously attended seminars where the government and the Bank of Zambia have been encouraging us to foster a cashless economy. Okay? So even the banking sector is coming on board to see how can we develop technologies that can help us to be cashless as a nation. And they highlighted all the advantages of going cashless. I'm sure what comes to mind is maybe bitcoins, cryptocurrencies. You might go into that direction, and also bringing the unbankable on board, the rural community. Okay, they have access to GSM technology, mobile phone star 115 hash, so they can also be connected to the entire payment system. Now, Word 3, ICT and blockchain. These are more decentralized technologies. And if anything, they're revolutionizing the tech ecosystem. Because, for example, if you're talking about paying in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and any other such kind, you eliminate involvement of the third party, which attracts more charges even as you're transacting. So in this case, you're able to transact directly, with your counterpart, and then it's more secure. Okay, we'll talk more about how secure it is. And then, like we are saying, our focus as MIBT, ICU, and DMI is to foster the training of blockchain technology developers, which is happening for the first time. So we are targeting, in this first batch, 500 developers, just here in Zambia. So that's our target. So we'd like as many as possible to come on board so that we can do this together. The progress is good. So far we've had registrations from ICU, DMI, and other institutions. But like I mentioned, these 3 institutions are pioneering the development of these technologies. But we need to bring other institutions of higher learning on board, including other stakeholders, key stakeholders have to join us on board. And as we mentioned already, there are quite some other stakeholders who are showing interest. I must mention that the FinTech and Blockchain Association of the US has already joined us on board, in addition to the Mzansi Web3 ICP, who are the actually many sponsors of these programs that we are doing. So what happens after we train the 500 developers? Those that will successfully go through the 10-day bootcamp, which is coming, starting next week, on the 4th, up to the 15th. We'll go into the hackathon, okay? And then up in the hackathon there also we're going to have viable projects that will be eligible to access funding. Okay? That's where Mzansi is coming in, to provide the grant funding for these viable projects. Okay? So I don't know, Doc, if that part comes later in the agenda where we go deep down to the bootcamp, the hackathon, and the awareness seminar, or it's in the introductory part.
I think on the agenda they just, I think it will be under agenda item 3 where on the updates and progress reports. I think so. Maybe we follow it that way.
Okay, that's fine. So I wanted to make sure so that we don't run ahead of the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah. So in conclusion, this Web3, ICP, and blockchain technology, these are new technologies. So if you look at those registrations I was talking about already, majority of, I should say 90% of our developers, they have actually indicated that they've never developed a blockchain. So you can see the space which is there and the impact that this program is likely going to have. So we'll be talking more about these technologies, and it's not just in the fintech where we need these technologies, but also in healthcare. Okay, we'll be talking about these technologies in education, in agriculture, in mining, and other sectors. So for now, let me end it there. We'll be able to pick it up as we go. Thank you so much.
And if there are other members that would like to give an update on further amplify on the free ICP and blockchain awareness. If they are not, then we move to agenda item number 3. So I need to look at updates and progress reports. I think in line with the committees that we proposed via the online platform. So maybe we can look at, we'll maybe start with the transports. And then maybe we look at the finance committee. And then they said maybe third item is there should be also a general organizing committee. A general committee. The people belong to. Some time back there was a minister who had portfolio. That government. Yeah, so this, the committee without portfolio. The page where everyone now belongs. So I think on the task we would like to have an update from the committee that has appointed as the transport committee on how we are going to manage ferrying people, because we agreed that the seminar is going to be hosted by DMI. Something to be corrected.
The hackathon, the 2-day hackathon.
Yes, yes.
Right? And the hackathon, which is on the 18th and 19th.
18th and 19th. And then for the booty camp, it's online.
Booty camp is online?
Online, yeah.
And the awareness seminar, I see.
I see. Okay. So awareness seminar comes first.
The boot camp.
The boot camp
starts next week on the 4th.
The boot camp starts on the 4th.
Run for 2 weeks, excluding weekends. So Monday to Friday, first week, and the holiday. We expect to have 2 sessions. You can do morning session, 3 hours morning session, then 3 hours afternoon session. I don't know what the committee thinks. Is that workable? The boot camp, we have our developers, they go into the session for 3 hours in the morning, then they break off for some energy, and then they proceed in the afternoon.
That's going through. Others feel.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe just list the
6 hours per day. 6 hours per day.
Yeah, I still exhausted the hackathon. I haven't hosted the boot camp.
So it's quite intensive.
Yeah. So next is seminar. Maybe let me just list the items and then we discuss them as well. So awareness seminar, that is the ICU.
ICU.
And the date was, what was it? 20 March.
So the awareness seminar just follows the hackathon.
Okay. And then the third one is the hackathon. Okay. Hackathon will be for 3 days.
2 days.
2 days from
18 and 19.
18 to 19. Okay. Okay, 18. Okay, so right. Okay, so maybe we discuss these 3 items based on committee levels. So for the first item, which is the booty camp, there is no transport involved, but the bigger issue is the number meeting the 500. Because we've given ourselves a benchmark of 500 participants. And where are we now? Where are we?
Okay, so I can give an update on that one. I must say from the data that is coming in, we've done 1/3 that registration. Yeah, so 1/3. That is just within this cycle. Yeah. We're supposed to extend to other institutions as well to bring their students on board. And I was also talking to Mr. Shafia from Zanzi. He informed me that there are about 17 developers that will be brought to this group as well from UNZA. Yes, so they're coming to join. So we are hoping that after this this press, yes, heading into the weekend, we should be able to make some good progress. Sure.
So for the political, I think it's just a matter of awareness, advertising as much as possible. As many participants as possible when we can reach this number. Okay, so for the awareness seminar, what is the target? How many people are there?
Okay, awareness seminar, Nancy, do you remember? Something? Something?
Yes, sir.
What numbers are we looking at tentatively? I think it was discussed in the subcommittee.
That's 150. 150.
That's the hackathon, right?
No, that's awareness seminar. No, that was for the hackathon.
That was for the hackathon. So awareness seminar might also be 100 plus.
Okay. Okay. So for the seminar, I will provide you transport.
So
to these participants.
It depends on
how are we. What's the proposal?
What's the target audience for this? So mostly the seminar is targeting industry.
Okay.
Yeah, government, ministries, departments, and and also other institutions of higher learning. Okay, and other key stakeholders. So it's at that level, that's the target audience for the awareness seminar. Of course, a bit of what will take place in the boot camp and the hackathon will be showcased. Some of the key highlights will be showcased at the awareness seminar.
So, what arrangements, like as a team, what do we need to do? What are the targets? Because I remember from the meetings that we had, there were invitation letters that were supposed to be prepared, sent to a number of institutions, ministries, for sponsorship, and whatnot. So, what is the position?
Okay. I don't know if does anyone else would like to respond? Dr. Smith. There are some other stakeholders. We need to work together to send some letters in your office, the secretary's office, right? For the committee. Okay, so we work closely together, but there are some letters that have been prepared, drafted. I think a draft was shared also on the platform. And then there are others that have been engaged preliminarily. Now, for others, we are sending emails. But interestingly, for example, for government, we have to drop hard copies. Am I right? That has been the norm, isn't it? Because they have to acknowledge that they received the letter, they didn't stamp it. So I think from this arrangement, we'll see how we can expedite that process. And then coupled with that, we are looking at opening up the collaboration. Those key stakeholders would want to be part of the partners and sponsors. I think we will open it up. No wonder we drafted some sponsorship packages that will be accompanying with the letters. And then exhibition as well. As the stakeholders come, they want to also exhibit. So we're discussing with Dr. Banish that we'll look at DMI, how much space they have for exhibition. And then we're also happy that we are here at ICU. We'll look at how much space do we have to pitch up exhibition booths. Then we can move in that fashion.
So for the So the 2 events, depending for the 3 events. So in terms of transport, which event now requires us to prepare transport? Is it hackathon? Or the individuals have to, because they're targeting 150. So are these 150 individuals going to find their way to DMI? Or will you provide transport? So set the pickup point, maybe town or whatever, and then we pick them maybe from the central place to DMI. What is the house suggesting? Or how do we handle this event?
Maybe through your chair, I don't know, maybe DMI will give the position. Is 150 participants? Is it feasible? Do we have enough space for 150? Yeah.
We have the space, but maybe we can check the places before we do everything. First we have to check the place whether it is okay or not. Then from there we can move on. That's what I feel.
Okay. Thank you, Doc. Tentatively, what do you think? If we target 150, are we being realistic or it's too much? We need to downsize it before we even get physically to the site for planning purposes. I don't know if because we'll be pairing these participants in groups of maybe 4 or 5, and they work together. Yeah. So if say we are talking 100 participants, that should be 20 groups. If 150, that should be how many?
It's about
30.
About
30 groups. So rough idea, Doc.
That is possible.
150 is possible. Chair, DMI has confirmed that if we go to 150, it's not a problem. There's enough space. So I think it will help us to see the logistics and stuff like that.
So now, the question still is, do we provide transport?
So for seamless way of handling the program, I think it will be advantageous if we arrange transport. We can identify a central location where students can be picked. That way, we are going to manage the program as well as the students. You can imagine if, for example, we say, okay, each one should find their way there. You know, you find the others might come at a particular time, the others. So it just becomes a bit challenging to coordinate everything. So I think I propose that we find common transport so that these students can be picked from there and then be left at the same place once it is done.
Okay. So now the question now comes in from the transport committee that are getting 150. I think we discussed in the online meeting about the estimates, like on transport, how much it will cost us, and then how we are going to use the same money. And then, because I'm looking at, if you look at the dates that we proposed, because awareness seminar comes the day after the hackathon. Yeah, so meaning if at all we are going to get sponsorship, meaning it will come after we have already hosted this hackathon event. Or are we going to bank on the same sponsorship. We ask these all the sponsors to sponsor us before the actual date so that their pledges also help us to manage the hackathon. How are we looking at it? So this event comes prior to the seminar.
I think if you look at all the three events, in particular these ones that will require physical space, they will need to be sponsored. So as we are taking these letters to the sponsors, we need to package these as one. So I've got these events, they will run concurrently, and they will need to be sponsored. No wonder we're talking about space here for them to showcase the booths and so forth, both from here at ICU as well as from DMI St. Eugene. So if we do that, it might help us to at least raise some capital needed or some finances needed to do these programs.
Yeah. Any other suggestions? Comments? Okay, so it's clear. So as we draft the letters, we package these events together. So there's a bootcamp, awareness seminar, and the hackathon. So as we advertise or send out our letters, then let's package this. And then we even put the date. And we are lucky enough, a lot of sponsors coming. We also look for people that can sponsor transport of course. Yeah, people that are included in transport business, we can even write to them to say, okay, provide us with the transport to ferry the students to, you can even maybe write to the high learning institutions like those. I think they should have some big buses, gathering on, just to get institutions that are these big buses. They can give us maybe 4 or 5 buses. I think would be good to go. Okay. So these items were under. We are under agenda item number 3.
So, Madam Chair,
Yeah.
before we move, let me just quickly mention that like the FinTech and Blockchain Association that has come on board,
Yes.
their pledge is that first of all, they are going to do joint certification for all the participants. Okay? Yeah. And then they've also pledged their internship opportunities. Okay? For those that successfully come through the program. So these will be participating in the projects that they have world over. They are based in the US, also have a presence in India and many other places. And then there is also mentorship that they'll be providing, coupled with other prizes. For example, supporting the startups that are going to come out of the hackathon. So we can see how also we bring in other key stakeholders who are passionate and very much interested in the tech ecosystem. And also let me hasten to mention that we've started some conversation with the Zambian embassy in the US. We mentioned to them what we have planned and what we are working on. So they've given us an appointment in the next 10 days. We'll be having a meeting with them so that they have a clear understanding. Yeah, because we hinted that we may need some collaboration from the US through the embassy. So I thought I mentioned that.
Okay. So any other additions to item number 3? DMI? No additions? It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So for the committees, how are we going to share the responsibilities at this moment? Are the committees going to draft the letters individually, or it will be done as a central activity? Because there are two aspects to this issue. There's a transport aspect, and then there's also the financial aspect. Besides these two items. So the need for transport, but also the need for finance parties now bringing on board the sponsors and the like. So do we let these two committees run independently, or we can make the two committees, and what does the House feel?
I think merging them will help, so that at least the other committee can draft, and then through